Today, we're talking to Dr. Gary Chapman, bestselling author of The Five Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts. Written more than 2 decades ago and with more than 20 million copies in print, The Five Love Languages explores the different ways people express and experience love. So thank you so much, Dr. Chapman, for being with us today. I have to say, I've known your book for a long time. I was first introduced to it by my mother, probably about, God, um, it has to have been around 20 years ago. Um, this has been around a long time, and I know so many people have benefited from it, and recommended it to others. So, just want to thank you for your work, and I'm just so happy to kind of dive into it a bit more.
Well,
Uh,
thank you, Melinda. It's good to be with you, and I would say you have a good mother.
I do. I definitely do. Well, let's start with the five love languages. Um, can you briefly describe what they are and why they're so important?
There's five basic ways, which I'm calling love languages, to communicate love to another person on an emotional level. I think almost everyone agrees that one of our deepest emotional needs as humans is the need to feel loved by the significant people in your life. And so the question is, how do we meet that need? Sometimes to parents, for example, I say, the question is not, do you love your children? We love our children by nature. The question is, do your children feel loved? And there are many children who don't feel loved, even though the parents, in their mind, they're loving them. And the same thing is true in marriage relationships or any close relationship. We tend to express love to another person in a way that would be meaningful to us. But that's not always true. What makes one person feel loved doesn't necessarily make another person feel loved. So what I discovered in the context of counseling over many years before I ever wrote the book is that fundamentally there are five basic love languages that I identified. And the way I identified them was going over several years of my notes and asking myself, when someone said to me, I feel like my spouse doesn't love me, what did they want? What were they complaining about? And their answers fell into five categories. And I later called them the five love languages. So one of them is words of affirmation, simply using words to affirm the other person. In a marriage relationship, things like, you look nice in that outfit. I really appreciate what you did. You know, one of the things I like about you is just looking for things you can genuinely affirm. There's an old saying that life and death is in the tongue. We can kill people by the way we talk to them. We can kill a relationship by the way we talk to people, or we can build it by the way we talk. So words of affirmation. And then acts of service and doing something for someone that you know they would like for you to do. In a marriage, that includes such things as cooking meals, washing dishes, washing the car, mowing the grass, vacuuming the floors, anything that you know the other person would like for you to do. The old saying is, actions speak louder than words. For some people, if this is their language, actions will speak louder than words. And then there's gifts. It's universal to give gifts as an expression of love. My academic background before I studied counseling was cultural anthropology, studying cultures all over the world. We've never found a culture where gift giving is not an expression of love. It's universal. And the gifts don't have to be expensive. You know, we've always said it's the thought that counts. So this person is saying, oh, they thought about me and they got this for me. So gifts. And then number four is quality time. Giving the person your undivided attention. It may be sitting down and having a conversation with them. The TV's off, the computer's down. We're not answering our phone. They have our full attention. Or it can be doing something with that person. If it's a child, it can be simply playing a game with that child in which the child has your full attention. but it's not diverting your attention. You're giving them your full attention. And then number 5 is physical touch. We've long known the emotional power of physical touch. That's why we pick up babies, for example, hold them, kiss them, and cuddle them. Long before the baby understands the meaning of the word love, the baby feels love by physical touch. So the basic concept is that out of these 5 languages, each of us has what I call a primary love language. One of these 5 speaks more deeply to us emotionally than the other 4. Now, we can receive love in all 5. We're not going to turn any one of them away. But if we don't receive love in our language, we will not feel love, even though the person is speaking some of the other languages. So that's the basic concept of the book. And if couples can get hold of this, it'll enrich their marriage, it'll enrich the parent-child relationship, it enriches any close relationship in a work setting or anywhere else. So that's the basic concept.